delegation is also there, but there are no plans for them to meet directly. Qatar's foreign ministry says the American party will discuss ongoing negotiations with senior Qatari officials. Tomorrow, technical teams from the US and Iran will meet separately with mediators. They're trying to flesh out the Memorandum of Understanding signed earlier this month.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The Supreme Court will wrap up its term this morning, deciding the last 4 cases. The 2 most anticipated rulings involve challenges to transgender athletes playing girls and women's sports and birthright citizenship.
Since its ratification following the Civil War, the 14th Amendment has been understood to grant U.S. citizenship to anyone born on American soil. An executive order from President Trump would end that for children born to parents in the country illegally or temporarily.
It's tremendously destructive. It's extremely costly. I don't know. It's up to them.
The president took the unprecedented step of attending Supreme Court arguments when a challenge to his order was heard in April.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. They keep digging and searching collapsed homes and buildings in Venezuela.
As the death toll from last week's earthquake has now reached over 1,700. Officials say this is the most critical time for survivors who are still trapped under the rubble as rescue crews continue to make their way through damaged cities.
Fox's Carly Shimkus. There is a different search in Monaco. A manhunt for the attacker who tried to blow up a Ukrainian business leader last night. He was injured by the explosive device, and so was a child and a woman whose injuries are considered life-threatening. America's listening to Fox News.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
It is primary day in Colorado, where socialist candidates are challenging Democratic incumbents, Senator John Hickenlooper and Congresswoman Diana DeGette, the day after a court ruling in Colorado that benefits Republicans, striking down a congressional redistricting plan.
The ballot initiatives aim to let voters decide whether to approve mid-decade redistricting in Colorado and new congressional district maps for the 2028 and 2030 elections. If passed, they would help Democrats pick up at least 3 House seats. The Colorado Supreme Court rejecting the measures, finding they violate the state constitution, including one that disregards a requirement for all proposed ballot measures to focus on one issue. Democrat-led redistricting efforts have passed in California, but courts invalidated attempts in Virginia and New York. Democratic leaders have said the push comes after President Trump and Texas Republicans started the trend, redrawing congressional maps to better favor Republicans ahead of the midterm elections. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
A Catholic church settlement in San Francisco.
The $395 million settlement also requires the Archdiocese to implement a series of child protection and transparency reforms, including creating a list of clergy accused of sexual abuse, and the Archbishop must also write a letter of apology to each survivor. Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone said in a statement he believes the settlement provides a path toward fair compensation for survivors who have borne the weight of this abuse for a lifetime. It comes 3 years after the Archdiocese filed for bankruptcy and will cover about 530 survivors of child sexual abuse. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after a Dow record high. At soccer's World Cup, a big upset. Paraguay knocked out Germany in a shootout to advance to the round of 16. And then last night, Morocco beat and eliminated the Netherlands. Also in a penalty kick shootout, Brazil also KO'd Japan with a 2-1 win. There are 3 more matches today. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Just like that, it's the final day of June. Half the year is over. My goodness. This is the Valley's Morning News. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz and AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. He's on standby. And let's see here. Let's see the write-up. We moved the word thunderstorm around. Nope, same place. Thursday, maybe. Thunderstorm in the area. Maybe. Friday, another thunderstorm. Okay, so where's that coming from? Meantime, we got triple-digit heat in the forecast. So we got another KURV heat alert. Heads up. Dehydrated. In the news, congratulations to Harlingen. City of Harlingen has been named the 2026 All-America City. It's an honor bestowed on 10 U.S. cities by the National Civic League, and they announced the honor this past weekend in Denver, where a delegation from Harlingen went to compete against a total of 20 cities. Again, Harlingen made the top 10 list, and they were Harlingen recognized for their civic engagement and shared vision and other categories. City of Harlingen last won a All-America City designation back in 1992. Again, congratulations to City Hall and the Chamber and EDC office over in Harlingen. U.S. Department of Agriculture confirming 26 cases of the New World's screwworm in Texas. The infestation concentrated near the border and near central Texas in the San Antonio area, just west and southwest of the San Antonio, central Texas area. Yeah, closer to the border. And, of course, it's getting close to the valley. There's one case that we reported yesterday that was in Jim Hogg County. $41 billion cattle industry in Texas is looking at this nervously. Meantime, state and federal officials are urging quarantines and other measures to prevent the spread inland. It's 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. An update on a horrific accident that you likely saw video of on social media, a rollover crash of a minivan on the Alamo Expressway back on June 19th, where a 5-year-old child was ejected from that van and badly injured. Well, police say that the 5-year-old is improving at a facility up in Houston and is now listed in stable condition. Well, that's good. And 2 adults are facing child endangerment charges as a result of that crash. The arrest of a Nigerian-born nun in McAllen on her way to Mass this past weekend has led to an uproar with some local officials pressing their congresspeople for a response from the Department of Homeland Security. ICE agents detained Sister Letty Ugoja on Sunday morning. She was headed to Mass. Her detention quickly led to calls from some local leaders pushing congressional representatives to seek her release, and she has been released. Now, West Valley Congressman Henry Cuellar is asking for a formal explanation, and Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz is reaching out to Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen to get more details. And a new polling showing that there is bipartisan support for tighter regulations on artificial intelligence.
An Artificial Intelligence Policy Institute poll shows that 68% of respondents said they would be in favor of the government making a formal review process for the most advanced AI models before they can be widely released. When looking along party lines, 64% of Republicans, 76% of Democrats, and 63% of independents back the formal review process. The findings come as efforts to restrict data center construction have gained steam at the state and local level. I'm Matt Mattinson.
Coming up right after AccuWeather, if you headed to Puerto Vallarta, just make sure you become crocodile food. We'll explain on an incident that took place this week. It's AccuWeather time, and want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. You never know what you'll find at Martin Farm and Ranch. Supply from hay and the feed, and of course little chicks, little baby chicks, and rabbits as well. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Katerina joining us, and let's see, steady as she goes tomorrow, and then still in the forecast, the chance of rain Thursday and Friday. So what can you tell us about that, Jason?
Yeah, really just the ridge breaking down and stopping the suppression of any sea breeze showers trying to pop up. So that's really it. Just a maybe 20-30% chance of typical sea breeze shower location action for us those 2 days. Otherwise, it's just hot.
Any change to Texas weather since, folks might be traveling to see family?
Yeah, Houston. Could be an afternoon thunderstorm today, tomorrow afternoon, just about every afternoon right through the end of the week. So, otherwise Dallas is quiet all the way to maybe an evening thunderstorm on Friday and into the weekend. San Antonio, much the same, just hot and dry.
Okay. And tropical update 2026. Caribbean, Gulf, anything for us near future?
No,
7,
still
10
nothing
days?
for us. Still watching something well off in the Pacific that's moving northwestward, and hurricane experts still watching that possible development along the Carolinas here. Tomorrow or Thursday.
Well, there you go. Just in time for holiday weekend, right? And the Carolinas, maybe some rain for them in case you're traveling. That's it for us. That's the AccuWeather the forecast. Let's see here. One triple digit plus today, tomorrow. So that's another 710 KURV. Yeah. Thank you, Freddie. That's not rain, by the way. It's we always have to explain this audio cut. That's sizzling bacon. Man, it's a 710 KURV heat alert presented by Lee's Pharmacy, North and South McAllen, which, by the way, Freddie, they've got a great cafe at the North Lee's Pharmacy. You can get some breakfast tacos with plenty of bacon, or just getting like scrambled eggs with bacon. Well, see, keep the whole bacon sound effects on that one. Let's see here. And we hope this is not in the forecast for you. It's International Asteroid Day.
Oh.
Yeah. So we don't want that. We want the wet stuff. All right.
Would technically fall under meteorology, but
yeah, it would. Absolutely. Anything that falls from the sky would be meteorology. All right, pal. Check with you next hour. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on 710 KURV. Coming up at about 7:16, the main conversation of the morning, one of the top chiefs at Texas State Technical College had a conversation with this director at TSTC on an rapidly expanding, developing program teaching young people in Texas, and soon it will be in the Valley, I was told. They're teaching them how to work at data centers, get permanent jobs at data centers, be able to troubleshoot all the issues at a data center. That's at TSTC now. They're graduating people, and that program might be in the Valley. So that conversation coming up in just a little bit, so stick around. And that's the main conversation of the morning on KURV. As I told you right before weather, going to Puerto Vallarta, just be sure you don't become crocodile food. A man died after being attacked by a crocodile in Puerto Vallarta.
The man's body was found by members of the Mexican Navy on Saturday morning, and the crocodile was captured nearby. Government officials say it happened at a beach near the Marriott Puerto Vallarta Resort and Spa. They say the 28-year-old man was dragged into the water before he could be helped by bystanders or emergency responders. The most recent crocodile encounters in Puerto Vallarta occurred in 2022 and 2021, when American tourists were bitten but survived, close to the same area as the most recent attack. I'm Mark Mayfield.
This note from HEB. They say they're launching a massive mega expansion to keep up with skyrocketing grocery demand across the state of Texas. So they got tens and tens of millions of dollars in the pipeline for a huge refrigerated warehouse. It's going to be in Central Texas. That's what I think they're based in San Antonio. It's going to be in Central Texas. It's meant to prevent supply bottlenecks and try to speed up food shipments across the state of Texas to all HEBs. It's 7:14 on the Valley's Morning News. And this business note, pharmaceutical giant AstraZeneca has agreed to pay Texas $34 million in a settlement agreement over allegations of illegal kickbacks.
Democrat Marissa B. Perez-Diaz sent cease and desist letters to Republican board members Julie.
Oh, sorry, Fred, that's the wrong one.
The state sued AstraZeneca under the Texas Healthcare Program Fraud Prevention Act. UNT Dallas law professor Brian Owsley.
They were providing free nursing services and reimbursement to some medical providers who then would prescribe their medication.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton asserts that this quid pro quo agreement was actually an illegal kickback scheme that defrauded Texas Medicaid of roughly $34 million, leading to the settlement. Paxton said in a statement, "I will not allow Big Pharma to misuse taxpayer dollars to put profit ahead of Texans' health." AstraZeneca resolved the civil allegations without admitting liability. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
A new program at Texas State Technical College. It's not here yet, but it's already on the ground in other parts of Texas, and I'm told it'll be here soon enough, teaching young people in Texas to work at data centers, get those permanent jobs at data centers. What's all involved on that? So that's next on 710 KURV.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Experience everything Bird Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh has to offer. Service, selection, and quality. Indulge yourself with bold design and set the standard with comfort and performance in a new 2026 Cadillac XT5 Luxury. Lease one now, just $579. That's right, just $579 per month. More style, more innovation, more you. Make your move. Set yourself apart and discover a new standard of luxury ownership. Visit us online at birdogdencadillac.com or come in today to Bird Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh, where legends are made. Dale gas!
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that. And more if you're worried about things like low testosterone. Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drtspриmarycare.com.
Brian Kilmeade here, inviting you to tune in weekday mornings starting at 9 for The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
News Talk 710 KURV is your one and only station in the Valley for Houston Astros baseball. We got the Astros tonight, 6:40, Wednesday night, 6:40 as well. Big thank you to our supporter, Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. If you listened to the morning news a few days back, you heard that Texas State Technical College, one of the campuses out of Market in West Texas, I understand, they had a cohort of graduates for a new program, the Mechanical, Electrical, and Information certification. Long story short, these are data center jobs. It's like people being trained to work at data centers. There will be a crew that will need to work in data centers. State of Texas leads. Well, the state of Texas is second in the nation. We got something like close to 400 across the state of Texas, another 150, 180 more on the way, something like that. In about 12 to 24 months, state of Texas will likely pass the state of Virginia when it comes to the number of data centers. So there's jobs we had. First is on the construction side, we have people learning how to do that at TSTC, like how to erect buildings, electrical stuff, and plumbing stuff. But on the permanent jobs for data centers, I know there'll be a handful. Yeah, somebody's got to run those suckers. And this new mechanical, electrical, and information certification from TSTC, they're kicking off in West Texas for this. And to describe a bit more on this developing program, Cindy Evans is Director of Accelerated Training Solutions at TSTC. Where are you specifically, Cindy? And thank you for joining us on the program. Where are you based out of?
I'm based here in Abilene, Texas, right outside the Stargate data center.
That's amazing. And we got word the other day, I think Microsoft, right? Like in West Texas, I would say like maybe an hour and a half east on I-10. There's another massive data center that will be built, or are we talking about the same one?
There's so many coming down in West Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, you think you can get ahead of it and keep count, but they're coming.
So tell me more about this MEI certification. Like, what do you put in there? What do you combine? What type of skill sets do you combine to create this data center new certification, the skill set?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So this program really was sitting down with those that were in the industry, the data center operators and all the leadership, and coming up with a program that is electrical mechanical. And so it has fiber optics, it has a little of HVAC, OSHA 10, arc flash, and a leadership class. And so this course was developed by the new industry coming to the state of Texas.
How big was your first cohort there in West Texas that you graduated recently?
Well, our first one in Abilene, we had 12 students, but our very first cohort was in Red Oak in our North Texas campus. And we have 12 as well as there. And we did a second one in Red Oak as well. So we've had 3 cohorts of the MEI program that's been very successful right now.
Nice. Yeah. And with data centers popping up everywhere, like I mentioned, I know close to 400 plus that we have already, and maybe 100 and some odd more, and with us taking the lead in the nation when it comes to the number of data centers. Have y'all taken a step back to gauge potentially how many jobs we're looking at? Because It wouldn't take that many people to run a data center, or does it take a lot of people to run a data center?
Well, to run the data center, you still have to have the technician to troubleshoot all the equipment inside. So it's not so much, the infrastructure. It's the after, keeping things running. And so this program here, as many data centers are popping up, you still need a technician to maintenance, electrical, and maintain the facility itself.
Freddie, watch me on the clock. I'm sorry, because I did not stop the timer on this one. Just want to make sure. My guest right now is Cindy Evans with Texas State Technical College. She's Director of Accelerated Training Solutions. She's in West Texas. This MEI, this Mechanical Electrical Information Certification, is perfectly suited for individuals to go work, hopefully permanently, at a data center. We've got lots of data centers all over the place. Now, you mentioned a couple of campuses that TSTC is providing the certification. It must be all, a portion of it must be all hands-on, right? You can't do it like remotely, I would imagine, right? There has to be some hands-on training for this, right?
Yeah, it's a 224-hour course that is all hands-on. And so it's starting them from the beginning of electrical, running into mechanical. And then so everything we do here at the college is all hands-on. And so that gives them the better skill set to be employable at the end of the course.
Just curious, you know how they have, what do they call it? Dual enrollment, right? Some school. Is this like a dual enrollment eligible course that you're providing in West Texas now, where you get some high school kids that are really good at electronics to get them in there? Or is it you have to wait till you actually hit the ground running in college, TSTC, to get trained for this?
It could be towards high school students. We are working with some programs that are 17 and older. And it's not a dual credit program. However, if they do complete this course and come back to us, we can have a pathway to our credit program. So there's that the opportunity as well. Everything we do here, we make sure that there is a pathway to our credit program.
Can I call it a data center career certification? Is it fair for me to call this the data center certification, career certification?
It is a pathway to a data center. They get 4 certifications in what we call the SOCA certifications, and that is Smart Automation Curriculum Alliance. And that is a industry manufacturing certification that we give out to a lot of our programs already. And so like industry fundamentals, these SOCA certifications are embedded in some of our other courses as well.
How long does it take again?
It's about 224 hours. We do night classes. So if we do Monday through Thursday, it takes about 15 weeks to get through.
That's pretty, because I was going to ask you on the accelerated portion of your title, I would imagine that it's rather intensive, but there's only so much you can squeeze into the brain, but a year and a half, that's not too bad to get people employed.
And that's on our side of, the accelerated training is how can we create short-term courses to be responsive to the new industry that's coming to Texas. On our side of the house of the college, we've got to be responsive quickly. They're coming in. And so whether it's the infrastructure, the construction, the operator, we've got to figure out a career pathway to make sure that we're training currently, upskilling, reskilling those that want to get into this new lane of the data center ecosystem.
Do you have several industries knocking at your door saying, hey, could you please send me some of those people that you're training over here to our data center?
Absolutely. And then the other question is, where's your next stop? And so our next stop is, how do we scale this? We have 11 campuses. So how do we scale this to other locations?
Yeah.
How do we pick it up from West Texas and Red Hook and go to Waco, Austin, Harlingen? So it is coming. Okay.
That's good to hear, because the demand will be there. There's been plenty of talk locally about a data center, and I'm sure it's going to happen at some point. There's a lot of pushback against it, but there are solutions. And again, I'll make mention of this. I usually refer to them as the Chicken Little mindset. They're falling for Chinese communist propaganda online that, it's bad for you. It's the end of the world. The sky is falling. Oh, no. China wants the data centers. For national security reasons, we got plenty of policymakers say we need to have, and industry people, they say we need to have these data centers in our country. And we can. We have from the governor, Austin, of the White House, everybody wagging their finger. You guys produce your own power. And you guys store your own water, recycle it, and use it. So there are solutions for the water and power issue. The legislature will pick that up next year. So I say all this because I see more coming in Texas. Yes, that prophecy likely to come true. Texas will surpass the state of Virginia. So there'll be jobs everywhere. And I would imagine, because you already have the experience and this data center career curriculum, at some point, I would imagine that maybe all of your campuses might have this type of training, this MEI training.
Yeah. So what we do is here is whatever the new industry is coming is make sure we're ahead. And so we get invited to the new industry that's coming to Texas. And if there's a workforce skill gap, we try to figure out what that looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what our mission is place more Texas in great paying jobs. And so if we're not doing that as a mission, then we're not doing the Texas, justice by not providing that new workforce skill gap that we need to reskill or upskill with. And so that's what we try to do is make sure we have, short-term courses either on the non-credit or the credit house is how do we fill that workforce demand?
Does this type of training have multiple applications where if it's not a data center job, maybe folks can work in other high-tech fields or chip manufacturing, things like that?
Well, this right here, this MEI program is electrical mechanical. So say if they come to us and they get the skill sets they want to need and they get the opportunity to work at a data center as an operator or a technician, I mean, the skill sets that they have, they could go work for manufacturing. I mean, once they get into the lane, anytime we train a student to say, hey, you're going to be, in this career pathway, they get to the manufacturing or to the company they want to work at and they discover, you know what, this is not where I want to be. Mm-hmm. And so they do have some skill sets where they can pivot and change into another industry.
The first one that comes to mind, I don't know, but I'll just ask you this real quick. I'm thinking with this electrical and mechanical and information-based, when I see information, I'm thinking it's data or type of skill set might be used for, let's say, I'll give you an example here in the McAllen area. There's another college that's helping out and train people for this, where you have General Motors, and they're doing that leading edge computers and sensors and camera systems in a world where, all the cars are automated, right? And they have sensors all over the place. So I would imagine that type of skill set might be useful in, like you said, manufacturing, that type of manufacturing, high-end manufacturing for sensors and cameras and things like that, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, right now they can go into that field. But if there's other skill sets they need to go into that, whether it's the semiconductor or automotives, the new, driverless automotives, then we figure out what that looks like, and we can create that lane of opportunity to get them that skill set to pivot and change into that career. So that's what we look at as far as what is needed for them to have another line item on the resume, right? So if they have this MEI and they need something else to go into a different industry, what does that look like? And I feel like at TSTC we're always sitting at the table to figure out what that looks like.
I'm sure that there's some parents in our professional audience that are listening to this and just salivating, oh man, I want to get my kid in that pipeline. What would you recommend as far as prerequisite courses, type of courses that they take high school that they focus on in order to help them better prepare to go into this career path?
Oh, that's a good question. There's not really any prereqs, like they have to, take some other courses before they get here. The strong probably prereq is reading, writing, and math. I mean, that's anything you do, no matter what courses you take, is make sure, math and reading is you understand and can process, and critical thinking. I mean, that's probably the biggest skill set to have is critical thinking.
Yes. First come, first serve, or how are you vetting the applicants to get them into this program?
It is. We have a lot of industry partners who have been generous to give us scholarships. So there are scholarships that are available for Red Oak and in Abilene. But what we do is called an assessment night or a registration night. And so we want students to come in, pre-register, and we do an assessment where they go into the lab and put their hands on the equipment and go through a process. One thing we want to make sure that they feel good about where they're going. If someone knows, I'm going to deal with a lot of wires and electricity, maybe that's not the lane I want to be. So we kind of do a showcase of what the program's going to be. And then we do an interview practicum. We want to know how are they going to be during an interview, and is this where they want to be, and answer the questions correctly. And so just basically like a showcase of what the program will be. And then that kind of we determine based on how they feel, how they answer, what they did in the lab, move them to the next level of, hey, you've been accepted into this program.
Great to hear. We wish you tremendous success, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing this program here in the RGV at our Harlingen campus sometime in the near future. Cindy can't participate in the call sheet bet I'm going to put on the table, Freddie. How many months would you say, Freddie, before we have this program here at Harlingen? That way we can put it on the call sheet. Mark, what do you say? No, you don't want to take that bet? You can bet on anything, Freddie. Come on. It's easy money. All right. I'll say within the next 18 months, we'll have something like that here at Harlingen. What do you say, Freddie? Yes? You believe me? He'll take that bet. All right. Cindy, thank you for putting up with us. And we look forward to the next conversation, hopefully when you guys arrive here at Harlingen, because, hey, it's happening. We got Elon Musk and everything else in town.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
It is happening.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. Be well. Director of Accelerated Training Solutions at Texas State Technical College. She's in West Texas, and hopefully pretty soon we'll be down here with a program as well. That is Cindy Evans. Be well. The Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Also broadcasting. Producer Freddie puts us on 710 KURV YouTube and X Live and Facebook Live. The 7 o'clock hour. We're also at Radio Para Mi, the free app. Anything you miss here, go rewind. Go rewind. Go listen to Cindy Evans on that expanding program at TSTC. This is your station for Astros baseball. Check out sports next on 710 KURV. Happy Tuesday.
It's that time of year again. Hurricane season is here, and the time to prepare is now. News Talk 710 KURV is your home for tropical coverage 2026. We'll bring you the latest information you'll need to help you prepare should a tropical storm or hurricane develop, with trusted resources from AccuWeather and the National Weather Service, plus direct updates from local authorities. Tropical coverage 2026 is powered by Lee's Pharmacy, Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC, Vega Roofing, and News Talk 710 KURV.
Looking for the biggest Independence Day celebration in the Valley? Join the city of McAllen on Saturday, July 4th for the 98th Annual Independence Day celebration presented by HEB to celebrate 250 years of freedom. The day begins with the Independence 4K run at Archer Park, followed by giant 4th of July floats in the Main Street Parade, games, rides, and family fun at the Freedom Festival. Honor our nation with a commemorative dedication rock ceremony and wreath laying, presented by the Daughters of the American Revolution at Archer Park as we celebrate 250 years of freedom. Then gather at Municipal Park at 5 p.m. for a Declaration of Independence reading, live bands featuring Desert Bloom and Vinyl Spin, and the Valley's most spectacular fireworks during Concert in the Sky at 9 p.m. Make memories, celebrate freedom, and experience a 4th of July tradition unlike any other, right here in McAllen, as we commemorate 250 years of freedom. Find full schedule at McAllen Parks or McAllenParks.net.
The Valley's destination for luxury automotive is here. Come to Mercedes-Benz of Harlingen and visit Michael Fall, General Manager, today and discover the perfect blend of elegance and power in a new GLC 300. Lease yours today for only just $499 a month for 24 months. Experience a feeling only 140 years of innovation can deliver. The choice is simple at the all-new Mercedes-Benz of Harlingen, a Port Ogden Auto Group dealership. A true triumph of luxury, now open at their exceptional new state-of-the-art location at 8522 West Expressway 83 in Harlingen.
Your Houston Astros host the Minnesota Twins. Tune in tonight. First pitch at 7:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Houston Astros lost a slugfest against the Minnesota Twins last night. Final score 5-4. Both teams combined for 6 total homers during the game, with the Twins getting the first 2 in the 4th inning to go up 2-0. Cam Smith responded with a solo shot of his own in the bottom of the 5th to cut Minnesota's lead in half. Despite the homer, the Astros found themselves down 4 entering the 9th. However, they did make it a game with back-to-back home runs to cut the lead to 1. Unfortunately, Houston was unable to finish the job, and the Twins escaped with a win. The Astros return to action tonight for Game 2 of the series against Minnesota. The Texas Rangers won the opening game of their road series against the Cleveland Guardians last night Final score 6-3. It was a back-and-forth affair that featured Justin Foscue hitting 2 RBI doubles, as well as Cameron Colley having his first major league hit with a triple. The Rangers return to action tonight for Game 2 of the series against Cleveland. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Adam C.
And today, what is it like tonight, right? 8 p.m., 7 p.m.? When they post 8 p.m., is that Eastern? So it's Mexico. Who do they play tonight, Freddie? Ecuador. Mexico. So, yeah, Mexico tonight. And we got the U.S. tomorrow. Is that an afternoon game tomorrow for the U.S. or what? Also a 7 p.m. game. All right. AccuWeather says triple-digit heat. That's a 710 KURV heat alert. Triple-digit heat today, tomorrow. And the first chance of rain, if we get any rain, might be Thursday or Friday, some of that sea breeze. And the border bridge wait times. Let me see if I get the latest numbers. I need to go to a different page. Sorry, Freddie. There it is. So if you're headed back to Brownsville, those are the numbers that I want to get updated. B&M Bridge, not too bad, about 5 to 10 minutes. Gateway, same thing. And the Veterans Bridge, not bad. So 10 minutes or less for the Brownsville bridges. And let me get a quick update. Hidalgo Bridge, usually busy. Yeah, 40 minutes at the Hidalgo Bridge at the moment. Thank you much for joining us on the Valley's Morning News, business news, and a check of your money. That's next on 710 KURV.
Looking for the biggest Independence Day celebration in the Valley? Join the city of McAllen on Saturday, July 4th for the 98th Annual Independence Day celebration presented by HEB to celebrate 250 years of freedom. The day begins with the Independence 4K run at Archer Park, followed by giant 4th of July floats in the Main Street Parade, games, rides, and family fun at the Freedom Festival. Honor our nation with a commemorative dedication rock ceremony and wreath laying, presented by the Daughters of the American Revolution at Archer Park as we celebrate 250 years of freedom. Then gather at Municipal Park at 5 p.m. for a Declaration of Independence reading, live bands featuring Desert Bloom and Vinyl Spin, and the Valley's most spectacular fireworks during Concert in the Sky at 9 p.m. Make memories, celebrate freedom, and experience a 4th of July tradition unlike any other, right here in McAllen, as we commemorate 250 years of freedom. Find full schedule at McAllen Parks or McAllenParks.net.
Rioplex Industrial Development creator Joaquin Spalmer on the coming industry recruitment effort in Mexico City.
When you have been blessed by doing business in the USMCA, you need to start thinking of bringing your suppliers over to the region, bring them to Mexico, the US, Canada, bring them to Texas. I think it's just common sense. Invest in the region. And that's why we call it loyal shoring now.
Rioplex with freedom in its soul. Together we're unbreakable.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Come into Volvo Cars Edinburgh today and find the Volvo that's right for you. Shop from a great selection of Volvos today. Get comfortable in the incredible new 2026 Volvo XC60 with all the technology and innovation that makes the Volvo brand stand out from the rest. Lease one today for just $499 a month. That's right, $499 a month. We shop the competition so you don't have to. Elevate your drive today at Volvo Cars Edinburgh, a Bert Ogden Auto Group dealership.
Dale gas!
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC. McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. The Supreme Court has ruled that President Trump did have the authority to fire Federal Trade Commission Commissioner Rebecca Slaughter. The 6-3 ruling gives Trump and future presidents the power to remove members of supposedly independent federal agencies that carry out functions under the executive branch of government. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports that Ford is recalling more than 741,000 vehicles in the U.S. because a transmission defect may damage the park system, which in turn could result in a vehicle rollaway. Sensitive lists of components and suppliers and photos of Apple's upcoming iPhone 18 Pro models are part of files posted on the dark web by the ransomware group that stole data from the U.S. firm's Indian supplier, Tata Electronics. The exposure threatens the carefully negotiated business of building the iPhone, which Apple assembles from a thicket of suppliers worldwide. Futures are slightly higher as the NASDAQ approaches its best quarter since 2020. Yesterday, the Dow gained 306. That's your money now.
Heads up, if you need a student loan, new caps kick in tomorrow, July 1st. New caps on student loans. You may want to research that if you need one for the fall. AccuWeather says triple-digit heat today and tomorrow. That's a 710 KURV heat alert. We start the morning 77 degrees at Starbase in Brownsville, and it's 80 in McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh. We got Fox News in 2 minutes on News Talk 710 KURV. Not every home is a perfect fit the first time around. It takes time and effort. It is time consuming finding the perfect home. That's why you need the Ryan and Brian real estate team on your side. Let me give you an example. Randy and Jennifer, they needed to find a home in Mission. They were moving from out of state coming to the Valley. And look at that, their home sold. So they're without a place. They need to rush to Mission as quickly as possible. Carla, with the Ryan and Brian real estate team, understood their sense of urgency and worked with them at every step, went from home to home and qualifying one, not qualifying the other, all that stuff. And in the end, when time was of the essence to get them into a new home into Mission, Texas, Carla did all the heavy lifting, look at all the different properties and communicate online. It's wonderful. You can take your tablet and your iPhone and do a virtual tour of any and all properties, right? Commercial and residential. So there you go. Carla was able to get Randy and Jennifer settled in the Valley in Mission in the perfect home for them. This could be you, friend. If you got any family moving to the Valley, refer them to the Ryan and Brian real estate team to find that perfect fit, that perfect home for them on a timely basis. 956, the number to call, 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
News, traffic, weather, sports.
The Valley's morning news.
News Talk 710 KURV.
The pulse of the 956 News Talk 710 KURV. You can find us at the Radio Para Mi free app. Hope you can join us on your smartphone at Radio Para Mi. If not, and you want to rewind, for example, go check out that TSTC conversation we had just a few moments back on permanent data center jobs. Our kids in Texas are being trained for data center jobs, and we might get that curriculum down here pretty soon. So go check that out. Rewind on 710 KURV, YouTube Live, X Live, and Facebook Live. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The Supreme Court delivering its final rulings for the current term, including on President Trump's plan to end birthright citizenship.
During the arguments, which the president showed up to, first time a sitting president's done that, there's a lot of discussion about the fact that there are billions of people around the world who could be one flight away from coming here and having a child. that would then automatically have citizenship. Chief Justice Roberts at one point during the argument said the world may have changed, but the Constitution hasn't.
Fox's Shannon Breen outside the High Court. U.S. Special Envoys Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff in Qatar for talks on Iran through intermediaries.
Iranian officials have indicated that no direct talks will take place between the United States and Iran, while in Doha, the 60-day window is meant to iron out the details of Iran's nuclear program and keep the Strait of Hormuz open.
Fox's Trey Inks in Tel Aviv. Gas dropping 2 cents overnight, landing at $3.84 a gallon on average for regular. That from AAA. America's listening to Fox News.
Congratulations to the city of Harlingen, all the gang at City Hall and the Economic Development Office, the Chamber, all of Harlingen. They have been named 2026 All-America City on this, the year, 250th anniversary for our nation. What a special accolade for them. The National Civic League announcing the honor for the city of Harlingen this past weekend in Denver. Harlingen, the delegation from Harlingen, they were involved in a competition with a total of 20 cities from across the nation. And again, they made the list of top 10 city of Harlingen named All-America City. This is the first time in over 30 years that they received that accolade. The U.S. Department of Agriculture confirming 26 cases of New World screwworm in Texas. The infestation is concentrated near the central Texas region of San Antonio, all the way to the border. And we reported yesterday there's a case in Jim Hogg County that's getting real close to the valley now. And Amazon customers have a month left to file a claim in the company's $2.5 billion settlement with the Federal Trade Commission.
Those who are eligible may receive up to $51. The settlement comes from a 2023 lawsuit alleging Amazon coerced consumers into enrolling in Prime subscriptions, then made it hard to cancel. The window to submit a claim closes on July 27th. It's the second phase of payouts in the settlement. In the first, eligible customers received automatic payments last year. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
And as I mentioned in the last newscast briefly, there's some big changes coming to the way folks get student loans. There will be new caps that kick in tomorrow.
The changes are part of the One Big Beautiful Bill and limit how much people can borrow and how they repay. Loans will be capped for parents at $20,000 a year and $65,000 per student. Grad students will be capped at $100,000. Borrowers will have just two repayment options: the tiered standard plan and a new plan based on income called the Repayment Assistance Plan. The Biden-era SAVE plan is no longer an option. I'm Rory O'Neill.
And congratulations to some folks, some kids over at the Science Academy, South Texas ISD. If you did not know, video games are now like UIL eligible competition and school competitions. Yeah, video games, esports, they call the category esports. Well, the esports team at Science Academy, South Texas ISD, they call themselves the Science Academy Dragons. The Dragons. Their esport team won a national competition in Orlando just a few days back. Thank you much for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV, Valley's morning news for a Tuesday. We invite you to join us on your smartphone. You do that by getting the free app. All the radio stations for our company, all of them, all the music stations. We're the, as I say, the redheaded stepchild. We're the only English and news and talk station. 710 KURV is at Radio Para Mi. Go get it. You love your mom and dad so much. If you still have them, oh my goodness, hug them and kiss them as much as possible. Oh my goodness, I wish I could. I went down that wrong road. Okay. Slow down. I'm going to get all emotional here. All right. Healthcare Unlimited was there for my family, was there for my parents, was there for me. Because I had to take care of my parents some years back. My dad was really, really sick. And my mom, well, she's just a lot slower and older after my dad passed away. Healthcare Unlimited was, they were members of a team that I created for the necessary care, especially with my dad being bedridden and sick. He needed a lot of attention. Aside from the daily bath, the bathing, grooming, the meal to be cooked, the cleaning up of the house, all those things. Even just buttoning shirts, which my dad could not do because he was half paralyzed. He couldn't button a shirt. Call Healthcare Unlimited. I love these people. These are godly people, wonderful heart, just beautiful souls. Healthcare Unlimited. They can help you. You're not alone in taking care of your precious mom and dad. They want to be home. You want them to be home because that's where they want to be. That's where they will be happy, in their home. Call Healthcare Unlimited. They can help you. The number to call, 956-994-9911.
Dads, they sure know how to make the best barbecue out there. Why? Well, it's not the apron, nor the old baseball hat, or those terrible cargo shorts mom got him years ago. It's what's right in front of them. You see, to make the best barbecue, you need the right tools, the right pit or smoker, the right accessories, and all the spices, rubs, and supplies to dial in that perfect flavor. That is what transforms good barbecue into legendary feasts. Right now at South Texas Outdoor Kitchens, you can get Dad the barbecue pit of his dreams. Start with the precision of a Rectech grill, or the rich, smoky depth from a Yoder smoker, or a classic big green egg, or make it effortless for Dad with a grill that always delivers perfection, a Traeger pellet grill. You can even get Dad a one-way ticket to Italy. Well, kind of, with the Gosney pizza oven. Fresh,